whatever that means to you. Comfortable seat as usual. I do recommend, if you have a towel or a yoga block or something, go ahead and grab that. If not, no big deal. You can find whatever comfortable seat means to you in this moment as well. But I do like putting those props right underneath your seat bones. It just helps align your spine. And then let your hands fall where they're comfortable, maybe draped on your legs, maybe find a hand variation resting in your lap. And then begin to find a drishti point, a point of unmoving energy, a point of focus, maybe a speck on the carpet or a speck on the ground in front of you. And just begin to listen to your voice and begin to listen to your internal voice, your internal dialogue. Begin to pay attention to your breath and how your body is feeling. I will make the one little acknowledgement that I do have my furry yoga assistant teacher in the room. Right now he is snoozing on the couch, but sometimes he likes to be a little bit louder. So I just like to call that out right here. So continuing with our breath, maybe even allowing your eyes to flutter close to really bring that focus and intention internally, feeling how your body feels, how your breath feels, and how your mind feels. And in general, just where you are on your mat today, what you're showing up with, what you need to work through or on or with, and acknowledging it right here and right now. My personal intention that I am working on this week is the concept of transition. There's a lot of things moving and changing and shaking and going on right now, and it is not always easy to focus in on that. It's not always easy to think about what that means, but there is always the opportunity for balance. You don't need to get stuck in one way. You don't need to feel like you are set in stone. That through balance and through our practice and through this mental capability, we have that ability to acknowledge what's next and what we need to focus on and where we can go, and focus more on the opportunities than what is right in front of us. And I think that's really important for this time of year, with the seasons changing, with things moving in different weather patterns. It really is just kind of a perfect analogy for the seasons of life and the seasons of the actual weather and our environment and our earth. And so bringing that, a little bit of that to change, or to our mat. So balance through transition and balance through change will be what we're focusing on. So a lot of that focusing today. So if that intention speaks to you, feel free to join me in that space. Or if there's anything else that you need from this next hour or so on your mat, let's find 3 big connected breaths into that space. Go ahead and empty out your lungs completely. Let it all go. And then on this inhale, feel your crown grow a little bit closer to the sky, filling up your lungs, filling up that space, filling up your belly, sending your breath into your toes and your fingers. Now keep that lift with the crown of your head. As you exhale, drop your shoulders, anchor down into the earth, anchor into your intention, your space, what it is you need. 2 more like that. Inhale, fill up completely, deeply, all the way into every single cell in your body, feeling the sensation of your lungs expanding, traveling into your belly, and then all the way down into your toes. And then exhale, soften through those shoulders, soften through that face. Last one here. Inhale all the way fully, completely, deeply into your intention, the space you need to fill up today. Find that big, deep breath, sending it there. And with an open mouth exhale, share that with our space. Go ahead, let your eyes flutter open. If they're not there already, bring your hands to the tops of your knees, and just to begin to find some really nice flashy movements in the seated position, maybe some seated cat-cows, maybe some head shakes and yes or no's, rotating through your neck, maybe stopping at a point you feel sensation, wiggling through your shoulders, whatever it is you need. As always, the only rule is whatever you give to one side, you give to the other. So same amount of balance, same amount of love. And then once you do feel balanced in that space, finding some breath to body connection. On our inhale breath, let those hands travel up towards the sky. As you exhale, cactus those arms open, shine that heart, little baby back bend. Inhale, reach it up and open. Exhale, cactus those arms. We've got one more just like that. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open that heart. Share that intention, share that space. Inhale, reach those hands high. And then on an exhale, we're traveling into a tabletop position. So however you'd like to get there, rolling over ankles, sweeping those legs out to the side, making our way into that tabletop. And then same permission here, just waking up our entire body, wiggle it out, shaking side to side, wagging your tail, maybe elbow drops, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. We're just arriving on our mat, waking our body up, bringing that intention, that space, that balance through transition to our mat. Now you keep those wiggle wobbles going, keeping the sensation moving that you need while I demonstrate a couple of things. Throughout class, I know I often cue connecting vinyasas. And so what that means is moving into downward facing dog. That's it. So one option is to curl our toes in under from a tabletop, walk our palms forward about a palm width distance, and then on an inhale, press back into our downward facing dog. You keep those wiggle wobbles going or stillness if that's calling to you. Option number 2 is going to come in the form of plank. So rather than tabletop, on an inhale, we settle up in plank, we feel that strength, and then we transition into our down dog by pulling our belly up and in, sending our hips high to the sky. Option number 3, also starting from plank. As you exhale, you can travel through knees or through plank, come all the way to belly, tops your toes press in, and then as you inhale, press up through that heart. Exhale, release, and then sending those hips high and back. So those are just a couple examples of a connecting vinyasa, meaning movement to flow into our down dog. So whichever variation is calling to you throughout class today, feel free to take it. Feel free to also plug and play. You can try one versus the other, whichever you would like. And so as we are moving, find those connecting vinyasas as you would like. So finding that nice, strong, stable tabletop position, moving into 3 rounds of cat-cow to reconnect our breath, reconnect our flow. Inhale, drop that belly, lift the gaze. As you exhale, press the mat away. Use your arms, use that connection with your knees to pull that spine up towards the sky, feeling that nice big expansion. 2 more like that. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, press it away. We've got 1 more. Inhale, drop that belly, lift the gaze, pulling that heart up and through. Exhale, press it away. On your next inhale breath, come back through that neutral tabletop. First opportunity to find your connecting vinyasa. So try it out. See which one is calling to you, staying in cat-cow, maybe stepping back to plank, and maybe taking a full cobra. The only thing is on an inhale breath, send those hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Once you arrive there with me, go ahead, find those same sloshy movements. We're going to wag our tail, pedal through our feet, really big press into those fingers, deep bend in those knees to feel that elongation through the spine. And then as you feel ready, arrive in your variation of down dog right here, right now. And continuing with the intention of balance through change, we're going to find some of our balance as we transition, as we move into our flow. We're going to stay connected, breath with body. On an inhale breath, roll it forward into our plank pose. Exhale, drop down to those knees, tabletop position. Inhale breath, release that right hand, reach it out towards the front. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, kick that left leg back. Finding balance here, feeling that connection with both sides of our body. Inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, coil that elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hand and knee comes down to the mat. Inhale, lift that left hand, reach it out in extension. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reach that right knee back, right foot towards the back, and then exhale, coil it in. Elbow comes towards knee, however far you can. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Our inhale breath brings us into our connecting vinyasa. Step it back into plank, stay in tabletop, or make your way into a full cobra connecting vinyasa, whichever variation is calling to you. Find that flow, find that balance, that connection here, meeting in downward facing dog. As you exhale, soften into this pose. Reset movement, reset variation here. On our inhale breath, we're gonna let our right leg release high to the sky. Reach it tall. And then as you exhale, open up through that hip. Let that hip reach over towards the right-hand side and maybe find some nice little ankle rotations, maybe some nice knee rotations, or full hip opener. Pressing equally into both sides of our hands, both sides of our body are balanced out here, even in little offset. On an inhale, reach those right toes high to the sky. And now take your time. As you exhale, we're aiming for our right thumb. So you can step it through. You can use your hand to get there. Take your time, find that space, and then drop down to that back knee. On our inhale breath, sweep those hands up and around. As we exhale, little baby back bend, just like we did during opening. Inhale, reach tall, coming out of that lunge slightly. Exhale, back bend, also with a left side hip opener. One more. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, little baby back bend. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Activate through that back leg, reach it through, and then step it back into your plank pose or tabletop. Exhale breath brings us into our connecting vinyasa, connecting with breath, connecting with body, maybe finding cat and then cat, or cow then cat, and then finding your variation, pressing up into our downward facing dog. Again, remember, you can plug and play. Transition, balance through change. That is the transitions. So listen to your shape, listen to your body, listen to what is right for you. On our inhale breath, we're going to let that left leg reach high to the sky. And then open it up towards the left-hand side. Find those same rotations, same opening sensation, finding that opportunity to balance through our hands while we're opening up into our left side body. And then on an inhale, reach that left leg high. Exhale, we're aiming for left thumb. So take your time to get there. You can use your hand to step it through. You can pull it up and through. And then go ahead, arrive onto that right knee. Inhale, sweep those hands tall, low lunge. Exhale, little baby back bend. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, baby back bend, flowing with your breath, your connection. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, your connection. Inhale, reach those fingertips tall. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Activate through that right leg. Find the space, and then on an inhale breath, we're finding our connecting vinyasa, stepping it back into plank or tabletop. As you exhale, heart travels towards the mat. As you inhale, heart travels away from the mat. And then once you are complete, release those hips high and back into our downward facing dog. Finding some growth from the earth, from the mat. As you inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky. Reach it tall. This time we're aiming right in between our hands. So take your time to get there yet again, using your hands to support if you need to, stepping it through right in between our hands. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheels up and open. And then as you exhale, land into our warrior two. We're gonna surf it out here. We're finding this connection with our body through transition. Inhale, straighten through that front leg, hands arrive up overhead. Exhale, sit it low into that front knee, reach it out, warrior two. Twice more like that. Inhale, straighten through that front leg, reach it tall. Exhale, extend through those hands as you sit low into that front knee. One more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, find that warrior two. Stay for a breath. Inhale, reach tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, sit it low. Inhale, flip that front palm, straighten through that front leg. Reverse triangle, stretching through that side body. Exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of our mat. Pop that back heel up. Inhale, step it back into your plank or tabletop. Find your connecting vinyasa. Inhale, heart travels towards the mat, either through coming all the way to the mat or through our cow pose. Exhale, press it away. Maybe cat pose, maybe pulling that heart through into cobra. And then arriving back into our downward facing dog. Taking a breath here, feeling that connection, that transition, that flow. On your next inhale, left leg travels high to the sky, reach it tall. And now, yet again, we're aiming right in between our hands, right in between our thumbs towards that midline. Take your time to step it through. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open. As you exhale, land into that warrior two. Surfing it out on this side. Listen to the different sides. Inhale, reach it tall. Might feel a little bit different. As you exhale, extend into that warrior two. Two more like that. Find your breath, your flow. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, sit it low. Warrior two. Feel the expansion. We got one more. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, sit it low. Staying here for a breath. Feel that same flow, that same sensation as we stay in stillness. Use your exhale to soften. Inhale, flip that front palm, straighten through that front knee, reverse triangle. As you exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of your mat. Pop that back heel up. Inhale, step it back into your plank or tabletop. And then as you exhale, heart travels towards mat. Inhale, pull that heart up away. Exhale, release. Inhale, press it up, making our way into our downward facing dog. We've got 3 breaths here. So we've grown from the earth up. We've felt transition in our body, in our shape, and in our allowances. Just checking in here, seeing where our body feels, where our sensation is, and give yourself permission to sit in this space and to feel that intention creep back in, that space, find that reconnection through balance, through transition. Now, continuing with that growth, that breath to body, we're gonna find these variations, but we're gonna connect them all together. We're gonna allow ourselves to find this nice little dance, this transition that can exist here. So on an inhale breath, let those hips travel high to the sky. As you exhale, melt that heart. On your inhale breath, we're gonna roll forward like a wave, making our way towards our tabletop position. On your inhale breath, release that right hand long. Stay for your exhale. Feel the balance, feel the connection. Inhale, left leg releases back. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reach through both. Exhale, coil it in. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, hand and knee comes to mat. Little change, little transition coming up here. Walk those palms forward, curl those toes under. Inhale, reach those hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, release that right leg high to the sky. Reach those toes tall. And then open up those hips on your exhale. Stay here for a breath. Find those ankle, those hips, those leg rotations. Inhale, come back through midline. Reach that right leg tall. Exhale, pulling that knee towards chest, looking at that right thumb. Gently step it through. Drop down to that back knee. Inhale, sweep it tall. Exhale, one heart opener, make it count. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Little change here as well. Activate through that back leg and then step it back into our three-legged dog. Really reach it tall. Feel those toes reaching high. And then exhale. This time we're looking right in between our hands. Take your time to get there. Step it through. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up. Exhale, sit it low, finding your way into warrior two. Inhale, reach those fingertips high. Exhale, sit it low, warrior two. Inhale, flip that front palm, reverse triangle, straighten through that back leg. Exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of your mat. Pop that back heel up. Inhale back, your connecting vinyasa. Either traveling towards belly or maybe tabletop. Inhale, drop that heart towards the mat, coming down or cow pose. Exhale, pull that heart away, either into cobra or into cat. Exhale, return us back into our neutral posture, and then inhale, hips lift high and back. Downward facing dog. We've got 3 breaths here. Moving on to second side, moving on to what is next, a different story, but take your time. Soak it up here. Feel right versus left. Feel where your mind is. Find your connection with your breath. And again, enjoy the transition. Enjoy the dance. Enjoy the sensation. On your inhale breath, let that left leg release high to the, never mind. We skipped ahead. Inhale, feel those hips lift high. As you exhale, curl it forward, making your way into your tabletop posture. On this side, all 4 corners pressing in. Inhale, release that left hand. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, release that right leg back. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, coil that belly in, knee towards elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands and knees come to mat. Here comes one of our transitions. Walk those palms forward, curl those toes under. Inhale, press those hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, let that left leg lift high to the sky. Reach it tall. And then as you exhale, open it up. Find those hips rotations, knee rotations, ankle rotations, whatever you need to shake out. And then on an inhale, let that left toe reach high to the sky. As you exhale, we're aiming for our left thumb. Take your time to get there. Hands can support you to step it through. Drop down to that back knee. Inhale, sweep it tall. Making our way into that single heart opener on the side. Let it feel right. Shining that heart space open. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hand comes down to the mat. Little transition here. Activate through that back leg. Use your hands for balance as you release that left leg high, three-legged dog. And now this time on your exhale, we're looking right in between our hands. Take your time to get there. Step it through. Back heel heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open. Exhale, lands into our warrior two. Surfing it out one time. Inhale, reach it tall up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, breath, flip that front palm, straighten through that front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of our mat. And then a little transition here, a little change. Step it back, make your way into your tabletop pose, and then let those knees come out wide. Sit those hips back and make your way into your variation of child's pose. Take a time here, take your breath, find your breath, take your time. There we go. And allow yourself to sit back into your intention, your space. We've just worked through a lot of transitions, a lot of building, moving, working from the ground up, growing from the earth into our full expression, connecting that breath with body, and really finding that dance. But that's a lot. So just check in here. See how your shape feels, how your mind feels, finding your space, your intention, your breath, and give it at least 2 more big breaths into this space, softening through anywhere that needs to be softened, engaging into the space that needs the energy, and permission to just arrive here. Just be on your mat. No need to worry about what's happened or what's coming. Just know that this moment in time, this space, is exactly where you need to be and totally perfect. One more big breath here. Fill up completely. Send that oxygen into every cell, feeling that breath arrive into your intention. Open mouth, exhale. Share it with the space. On your inhale breath, bring a little bit of energy back into your fingers. Roll it forward into our tabletop, and then you're connecting vinyasa as you see fit. We are arriving in down dog, so permission to skip it all together as well. But if you are moving, make sure you're moving with breath. And then making our way hips high, finding that downward facing dog. One reactivating breath here. Inhale, build into those hips. Feel those lungs fill up to lift those hips a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, keeping that lift while our heart melts, softness through our neck and our jaw. Now let's find this little bit of transition, this dance, this connection by building some strength. On your inhale breath, right leg lifts high to the sky. Reach it tall. As you exhale, knee comes to belly, then to chest. Looking at that space right between our hands. arriving there, and then back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open, landing in our warrior two. We've been here before. Our body knows where it's going. It knows what shape it needs to take, but rather than surfing it out, find the stillness, but still finding these little transitions. You can still activate through those legs, press those toes away, fingertips reach apart, and then you activate those inner thighs, pulling them in towards each other, dropping our shoulders. One more breath here. Maybe grow a little bit taller through the crown of your head as you sit lower in that front knee. We've got one more breath. Use that exhale to soften. Just like we did with our flow, flip that front palm, straighten through that front leg. Inhale into our reverse triangle. Straighten through that right side body. And then as you exhale, tee out those arms. Heel toe that back foot in about a foot width distance. And then as you exhale, we're gonna reach. Reach as far as you can go. And then let those hands arrive at 6 and 12 o'clock. So our strength here is in our side bodies. You can also use your hand to brace on your leg, maybe on a yoga block or a jar. But wherever you are, we're not sinking into our right side body. We're staying nice and connected. This is where the balance comes in. We find our strength through these transitions. Feeling like you are pressed in between two panes of glass, just keeping you nice and aligned, everything stacked up on top of each other. One more big breath, reaching tall through that upper hand. Use that exhale, shine that heart through. On your inhale breath, let that top hand pull you all the way up and around, reverse triangle. And now we're gonna let that left heel pop in so our toes are pointing in opposite directions. Reach those fingertips high. Exhale, sit it low, making our way into our horse or goddess pose. The difference, horse is hands at heart center, goddess is balanced with hands out at the sides. Whatever variation is giving you strength, giving you power, wherever you need to be. We're only here for 3 counts. So inhale, you sit high with the crown. Exhale, sit low in that booty. We got 2 more, that's it. One more, finding the power in the strength, finding the power in the stillness. Inhale, reach those hands high, 5-pointed star. As you exhale, we're gonna cartwheel it towards the top of our mat, making our way into your transition, your connecting vinyasa, stepping it back into plank or tabletop. Inhale, shine that heart. Exhale, pull that heart away. Inhale, breath, lift those hips high and back, settling into your down dog on that exhale. Reactivating breath here, reconnecting breath, refocusing our energy. Inhale, lift those hips high. As you exhale, sit low through that heart, low through those heels. Inhale, release that left foot high to the sky, reach it tall. As you exhale, we're making our way right in between our hands. Take your time to get there, gently stepping it through. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open. Exhale, landing in our warrior two. You know where we're going. Our body knows the shape. Just check it out here. Same thing. We're building this strength, this power, but we're in a different variation. So just see where you need to send your inhales. See where that connection, that balance through these little transitions, micro movements in our body is going to bring us that strength. It's going to bring us that connection. One more breath here. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, sit it low. Top hand flips over. Inhale, straighten through that front leg. Reverse triangle. Feel that expansion through the side body. We're going to keep that expansion coming up here, so really soak it in. Now heel toe that back foot in about a foot width distance. You can move your hips here. Exhale. Reach through that front hand. And then let your hands come to 6 and 12. Again, you can use a block or a jar underneath your hand, maybe bracing on your shin. Just don't hyperextend your knee as you find that connection. So we're not sinking into our side body. We're staying nice and lifted. We've got the connection with our side bodies. And now we feel the strength. We feel the power here. We're finding the space stacked on top of each other. Shoulders aligned with hips, aligned with our toes, and our hands are right there in the mix. As you get one more breath, let that crown reach forward. As you exhale, shine that heart. Top hand pulls you up and around, reverse triangle. This time, let your toes point in towards each other. This side, a little bit of a release. Inhale, reach those fingertips tall. And then as you exhale, swan dive it, melt it forward. Find that nice forward fold into our prasarita. We're here for 3 to 5 breaths. So you can find a gentle flow. Inhale into our halfway lift. Exhale, find that stillness. Or you can find the stillness already. As you inhale, send your breath to where you're feeling the sensation, where you're feeling the need to feel a little bit of love. And then as you exhale, soften it. We got one more breath here. Find that exhale, find that release. On your inhale breath, pressing it up first into our halfway lift. Feel that spine expand and then reach those hands out wide. Reverse swan dive it high all the way up into our 5-pointed star. Exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of our mat. Inhale, step it back into your connecting vinyasa, plank or tabletop. Exhale, drop that heart towards the mat, coming down to belly or cow pose. Inhale, pull that heart up and through cat pose or cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, let those hips arrive high and back. Downward facing dog. Lunar pause here. We've built that connection with breath, with body. We've felt the transitions, and then we've felt the strength. So we're going to put that all together here. So take your time. Feel this space. Feel this connection. Find what it is you need. And also at this point, just a reminder that everything I am saying is a suggestion. You find the connection with transition that you need. You find the shape and space that is serving you. But also, know that wherever we're going, whatever we're doing for the rest of the class, we've already done that. You already know your body can handle it and has done it. So if it is calling to you, go ahead and give it a try. Breath with movement through our strength flow. On your inhale breath, let that right leg lift high to the sky, reach it tall. Exhale, we're aiming towards right in between our thumbs. Take your time to get there. Gently step it through. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open. Exhale, land into that warrior two. Stay for a breath. Inhale, reach through everything. Toes, fingers, head. Find your depth on your exhale. Inhale, flip that front palm, straighten through that front leg. Reverse triangle. As you exhale, tee out those arms, heel toe that back foot in. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, find that extended side. Use your exhale, shine that heart. Inhale, top hand pulls us all the way up and around into our reverse triangle. Toes point away from each other. Fingertips reach out long. 5-pointed star. Exhale, sit it low, horse pose. One breath, that's all I ask. Inhale, reach that crown high. Exhale, find your depth. Inhale, reach those fingertips up and around. 5-pointed star. Exhale, cartwheel it down towards the top of your mat. Back heel pops up. Inhale, step it back into your transition. plank pose or tabletop. Inhale, heart travels towards the mat, cow pose, or all the way to belly. Exhale, press it away, cobra pose or cat. Inhale, come back through that neutral, and then let those hips travel high and back. Downward facing dog. Reactivating reset breath here. Inhale into those hips. Exhale, melt through that heart. Feel in that intention. Inhale, that left leg breathes high to the sky. Reach it tall. Exhale, knee comes towards belly, towards chest. We're looking at that space right in between our hands. Gently step it through. Back heel gets heavy. Inhale, cartwheel it up and open. Exhale, sit it low. Make your way into your warrior two. One breath here. Inhale, reach away through everything. Everything is separating. Exhale, feel the strength. Pull it all back in. Flip that front palm. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Reverse triangle, reach it tall. Exhale, tee out those arms. Heel toe that back foot in a bit. And then reach, reach, reach. Inhale takes us into our extended side. Stay for your exhale, shine that heart. Inhale, that top hand pulls us up and around. Reverse triangle. This time, toes knock in towards each other. 5-pointed star. Exhale, swan dive it. Find that forward fold. Inhale, press up into our halfway lift. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. We're here for 3 breaths. Find the variation, the shape you need. Maybe it's gentle side to side. Maybe a shoulder opener is calling to you. Whatever it is, you've got 2 more breaths to just find softness. Release everything that we just went through. The breath to body connection, the transition, the strength, the power. Releasing our hands back underneath our shoulders. Inhale, find your halfway lift. And then reach a tall 5-pointed star. Little change coming up here. Exhale, cartwheel it towards the top of your mat. And then step it forward into our forward fold. Let your head hang heavy here. Feet land about hip width distance. Go ahead, heel toe your feet in to a point of comfort, maybe a little bit wider. And then on an inhale breath, press into your shins, reach that crown of your head nice and tall, realigning through that spine. And then exhale, melt into that forward fold. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Releasing any tension you're holding in your jaw, in your face. And then with control, with ease, with gentle movement, deep bend into our knees, coming high onto our heels. We're making our way into our comfortable seated position. Once you're there, use your shins as prop. Pull that heart up and through. We're just making space in our spine. And then as you exhale, gently melt down onto the earth, making our way onto our backs. Once you're there, give yourself a little bit of time to wiggle wobble, arrive where you feel all of every single spinal bone pressing into the earth. Now heel toe those feet out wide, giving yourself some nice windshield wipers. Inhale up through midline. Exhale, drop those knees to the side. Finding that connection, keeping your breath going, keeping your space. And then once you're there, once you're balanced, once you're connected, come back through midline, heels are still out wide, and then let your knees knock in towards each other, constructive rest. Let one hand come to belly, one hand come to chest. Let your gaze go soft, or maybe even your eyes go fuzzy, while we find our space, our meditation, our intention yet again, focusing in on all of that opportunity of connecting breath with body, of connecting with our intention, the space, feeling the balance through transitions, and knowing at the end, this opportunity for constructive rest is right here and right now. Taking a couple more big breaths. Sending those inhales into whatever space you need. Go ahead, let those hands reach out to the side, either to a T or maybe goalpost, and let those knees come back towards neutral. Big inhale breath. And then as you exhale, let those knees drop over towards the left hand side. The right knee will be on top. If this is a lot of sensation in your hip flexors or quads, maybe side body, you're here. This is all you need to do. If you would like a little bit more sensation, you can find your left foot and let it rest on top of that right leg. Gaze falls over towards the right thumb. And let yourself just soften. Gentle twist here. Little supine twist without some exaggerated compression, exaggerated movement. And constructive rest is always there for you. If that is the shape you need, give yourself 3 more breaths on this side. Breathing into the potential. Exhaling into the knowledge that transition and change can be tricky, but it's always a good thing in the end. Now, 1 more breath. If your foot is resting on top, go ahead, release it. Inhale, come back up through midline. As you exhale, we're gonna let our knees melt over towards the right-hand side. Again, check in here. This is a lot of sensation on your side body, into your hip flexors or your quads. You're here. This is it. This is perfect. If your body is asking for a little bit more sensation, you can take that right foot on top of the left knee. Gaze falls over towards the left thumb, maybe even eyes closed. And just let yourself settle in here. Easy, gentle twist. Easy, gentle sensation. While feeling connected with your balance, your breath, your body, and your mind. Give yourself 3 more breaths on this side. If your right foot is up on top of your left knee, go ahead, release it. Come back through neutral. And then reaching for your knees, pull your knees up in towards chest, giving yourself some nice gentle sway side to side. You can keep a compression here, or you can reach for the inside or outer edge of your feet, still pulling your knees towards your chest and making your way into a happy baby. Gentle kicks through one leg, through the other, pressing that low spine down into the earth, giving it a gentle massage, or stillness is always an option as well. And then once you feel balanced, once you feel connected, go ahead, pull those knees towards your chest, giving yourself a tight, tight squeeze here. You can scrunch your toes, activate through your feet, your quads, your calves, your shins, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your low spine, your belly, your shoulders, your chest. Activate your fingers, your forearms, your biceps, your triceps. And now bring your face up off the mat to kiss your knees, scrunching your face like you just bit into something beautiful and sour. Every single muscle in your body activated. And then as you exhale, let it go. Let your feet fall out wide, hands fall away from body. Shoulders are soft. And then release all the sensation. Let your toes just float in space. Feet aren't holding any shape. Let your calves and your shins feel soft. Hamstrings, glutes, quads, and low belly, totally supported by the earth. Letting your hands release any shape they're holding. Forearms and biceps and triceps are just melting into the earth. Shoulders, chest, belly, mid and upper back are all just suspended. Now release any sensation you're holding in your neck or in your jaw. Let that tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Now focus in on that third eye center, that space right between your eyebrows. And let yourself float off into Shavasana. Gently begin to bring some awareness back into the space, back into the room, and back onto your mat. Begin to gently reawaken your body by wiggling your toes, tickling your fingers with your thumbs, finding a little bit more attention towards your breath and whatever sensations you need. And keeping your eyes closed or gaze soft if you're not there already. Inhale, let those fingertips reach up overhead, toes reach forward. Final big, deep, full body stretch. And then from this space, recognize right hand side for external solar energy or left hand side for internal lunar energy. Pull your knees towards chest and use whichever bicep is calling to you as a gentle pillow for this final posture, this final shape of allowing yourself to find all of the balance and comfort as we move through transitions from this point forward, both on and off your mat. Now, keeping your eyes closed or gaze soft, gently press up into a comfortable seated position towards the top of your mat. Once you're there, let those hands come to heart center, press your palms into chest, and drop your chin towards chest. Thanking self first and foremost for moving, breathing, dancing through transitions, and giving yourself that balance and flow. On an inhale, bring those thumbs together up to the third eye center. Lift the chin towards the sky in a sign of appreciation and awareness of the energy and effort we were able to share. Please know the inner teacher and light within me so appreciates and so recognizes the inner teacher and light within each of you. And one way to say this is to bow our heads and say, Namaste.